going to teach you Unit 4.2, The Luncheon. The Luncheon, William Somerset Maugham, 1874 to 1965, was a distinguished British playwright, novelist, and short story writer. He was among the most popular writers of his era and reputedly the highest paid author during the 1930s. His work is characterized by a clear and adorned style, cosmopolitan settings, and a shrewd understanding of human nature. A most delightfully humorous narrative, The Luncheon is a slice of life story about Maugh's luncheon date proposed to him by a woman whom he hopes is a supporter of his art. So, now let's start the unit. First of all, let's see what is the meaning of the luncheon. Luncheon means a formal lunch or a formal word used for the lunch. Now let's see. I caught sight of her at the play and in answer to her call, I went over during the interval and sat down beside her. It was long since I had last seen her, and if someone had not mentioned her name, I hardly think I would have recognized her. She addressed me brightly. So in this paragraph, the writer said that he met a woman at a play, and then when she called him, the writer sat beside her. They met each other after a long time, and then someone mentioned her name, so the writer could recognize her, and she called the writer warmly. Well, it's many years since we first met. How time does fly. We were none of us getting any younger. Do you remember the first time I saw you? You asked me to luncheon. Then that woman told the writer that they met after so long, and she recalled a moment when they met for the first time and the writer asked her for the luncheon, means a former lunch. Did I remember? Then writer said himself that did he remember all that? It was 20 years ago and I was living in Paris. I had a tiny apartment and I was earning barely enough money. So this matter was before 20 years when the writer was living in Paris and he had a tiny apartment and he was earning barely enough money. So from this we can say that the writer had not much earning at that time. She had read a book of mine and had written to me about it. I answered thanking her, and presently I received from her another letter saying she was passing through Paris and would like to have a chat with me. So that woman was her fan. So that woman was the writer's fan and she read book of writer and then written a letter to him, and in answer the writer thanking her, and then that another letter he received, and where she written that she was passing through Paris and she would like to have a chat with the writer, but her time was limited and the only free moment she had was on the following Thursday, and would I give her a little luncheon at Foyot's afterwards. So in that letter that woman had written that she had limited time and she has time only on following Thursday and she would like to have a little lunch. Luncheon means lunch at Foyot's. Foyot's is a famous hotel, a restaurant afterwards. Foyot's is a restaurant and it was so far beyond my means that I had never ever thought of going there. So Foyot is a restaurant and it was so far beyond my dream. My means writer is saying that the restaurant is not so far from distance, but it was far from his thoughts because it was so expensive and the writer had never even thought of going there at that restaurant. I had 80 francs. Francs means gold francs to last me the rest of the month, and the modest luncheon should not cost more than 15. If I cut off coffee for the next 2 weeks, I could manage well enough. So from this we can understand that the writer's earning was not so good. So he said that he had limited money and that luncheon should not cost more than 15. So he decided to manage the luncheon by skipping his coffee for next 2 weeks. I answered that I would meet my friend at Foyot's on Thursday at 12:30. She was in appearance imposing rather than attractive, and she gave me the impression of having more teeth, white and large, and even then were necessary for any practical purpose. So, in answer, the writer told her that he would meet his friend at Foyot's on Thursday at 12:30, and so she was there at that time and imposing rather than attracting. She was looking like imposing, not like attractive, and she gave impression of having more teeth. So here the writer is giving description of that woman. She was talkative, but since she seemed to want to talk about me, I was prepared to be an attentive listener. So, how was that woman? She was talkative, but since she seemed to want to talk about the author, and the author prepared himself to be an attentive listener. I was startled when the menu was brought, for the prices were a great deal higher than I had thought, but she reassured me. So when the writer see that menu, it was very expensive. The prices were so high, so he had thought, but then she reassured the writer. I never eat anything for luncheon, she said. That woman said she never eat anything for lunch. Oh, don't say that, I answered generously. So the writer said that don't say that you don't eat anything for lunch. I never eat more than one thing. I think people eat for too much nowadays. A little fish, perhaps. I wonder if they have any salmon. So that woman said she did not eat anything more than one thing. So she ate only one thing in lunch. And she also said that people eat too many things in lunch and they eat too much nowadays. So she said that a little fish is enough for her. And she said that if the restaurant have any salmon fish, then that would be better. Well, it was early in the year for salmon and it was not on the menu. But I asked the writer if there was any. So the time was for salmon was quite early and on the menu it did not mention. So the writer asked the waiter for the salmon. Yes, a beautiful salmon had just come in. It was the first they had had. So the writer answered that they had salmon and it was the first they had. I ordered it for my guest. The waiter asked her if she would have something while it was being cooked. So the writer ordered that fish for the woman and then asked her if she want anything during that food is cooked. No, she answered, I never eat more than one thing unless you had a little caviar. I never mind caviar. So that woman said no, she did not eat anything in lunch and she did not have more than one thing. So if he is insist more, she would like to have a caviar. Caviar means a pickled roe of sturgeon or other large fish eaten as a delicacy. I knew I could not afford caviar, but I could not very well tell her that. The writer knew that he could not afford the caviar's price, but he did not tell anything to her. For myself, I chose the cheapest dish on the menu, and that was a mutton chop. And the writer, for saving the money, he said that he had chosen the cheapest dish in the menu and that dish was mutton chop. I think you are unwise to eat meat, she said. I don't believe in overloading my stomach. So that woman said that you are unwise to eat meat, and she didn't believe that overloading my stomach, and she did not want to eat much at that time. She ate the caviar and she ate the salmon. So she told that she did not eat much in luncheon, but she ate the whole caviar and the whole salmon at that time. She talked gaily of art and literature and music, but I wondered what the bill would come to. That woman was talking about music, literature. She talked gaily. Gaily means in a cheerful or light-hearted way. But the writer was thinking all the time about the bill. When my mutton chop arrived, she looked me quite seriously to task. When his dish means the writer's dish came up, that woman was looking at him very seriously. I see that you are in the habit of eating a heavy luncheon. That woman said that I think you are having a habit of heavy meal at the lunch. I'm sure it's a mistake. Why don't you follow my example and just eat one thing? So that woman was suggesting the writer that why does not follow her example and just eat only one thing in the lunch. I couldn't possibly eat anything more unless they had some of those giant asparagus. So she said that she could not eat anything more unless she would have a giant asparagus. Asparagus means a tall plant of the lily family with a fine feathery foliage cultivated for its edible shoots. So I should be sorry to leave Paris without having some of them. So she told the writer and she showed her intention to eat asparagus at that time. My heart sank. Now the writer was very worried. He was so nervous. I had seen them in the shops and I knew that they were horribly expensive. The writer said that he didn't eat asparagus as they are too much expensive. He only seen them in the shops and he knew that they were too much expensive. My mouth had often watered at the sight of them. The writer had many times decided to eat them, but he did not have much money, so he only watched them and get watered in his mouth at the sight of the asparagus. I'm not in the least hungry, my guest sighed. And although that woman said she was not so much hungry, but if you insist, I don't mind having some asparagus, I ordered them. And then she also told the writer that she could not mind if the writer will insist her and having some asparagus. So the writer ordered the asparagus. Aren't you going to have any? No, I never had asparagus. And then that woman asked the writer to have some of the asparagus. But the writer said that he did not eat asparagus ever. We waited for the asparagus to be cooked. So the writer and the woman waited for their dish. Panic seized me. It was not a question now of how much money I should have left over for the rest of the month, but whether I had enough money to pay the bill. So now the writer was quite nervous. He became panic. Seized means take a hold of suddenly, forcibly. He was so panic and he said that now it was not the question that how much money he would have left over, but now the question is that if he would have enough money to pay the bill, then it would be mortifying to find myself 10 francs short and be obliged to borrow from my guest. So mortifying means causing great embarrassment or shame. So he said that it would be embarrassing for himself if he would get short of 10 francs and if he borrowed that from his guest, means from that woman. I knew exactly how much I had, and if the bill came to more, I made up my mind that I would put my hand in my pocket and with a dramatic cry start up and say it had been picked Of course, it would be awkward if she had not money enough either to pay the bill. Then the only thing would be to leave my watch and say I would come back and pay later. So here the writer made a plan in his mind, and he said that if he would not have enough money, then he would do a drama that he would put his hand in pocket and dramatically cry and said his pocket is his wallet is picked, means his wallet is stolen. And if that would seems awkward, if that woman didn't have enough money to pay the bill, then the writer said that he would leave his watch and say he would come back and pay later on. The asparagus appeared. I watched her thrust them down her throat in large mouthfuls. At last she finished. So when the asparagus appeared, means when the dish came, that woman started eating with mouthfuls, large mouthfuls, and at last she finished her meal. Coffee, I said. The writer asked her, coffee? Yes, just an ice cream and coffee, she answered. That woman answered, yes, she would like to have an ice cream and a coffee. I was past caring now, so I ordered coffee for myself and an ice cream and coffee for her. So now as the plan, the writer had decided everything, so he ordered coffee for himself and ice cream and coffee for that woman. You know, there is one thing I thoroughly believe in, she said as she ate the ice cream. One should always get up from a meal feeling one could eat a little more. So while eating the ice cream, that woman said that one should always get up from the meal feeling one could eat a little more. So one should not eat full stomach. Are you still hungry? I asked faintly. Faintly means in a indistinct manner. The writer asked her, are you still hungry? Oh no, I'm not hungry. You see, I don't eat luncheon. That woman said that no, she was not hungry, and she said that she don't eat anything in luncheon. I have a cup of coffee in the morning and then dinner, but I never eat more than one thing for luncheon. I was speaking for you. That woman said that I told you before that I do not eat more than one thing from the luncheon. I have just have one cup of coffee in the morning and then dinner. Oh, I see. Then the writer said in a sarcastic manner that, oh, I see, then a terrible thing happened. Let's see what was happened then. While we were waiting for the coffee, the head writer came up to us bearing a large basket full of huge peaches. Then the head waiter came there with large basket of full of peaches. But surely peaches were not in season then. There was not a season of peaches at that time. Lord knew what they cost. And if there is not the season of this specific fruit, then that must be so much expensive. So the writer said that, Lord no, God no, what will be it cost? I knew a little later for my guest, going on with her conversation, absent-mindedly took one. Absent-mindedly means lost in a thought and unaware of one's surrounding or action. So at that time, while their conversation, she took one. You see, you have filled your stomach with a lot of meat, my one miserable little chop, and you can't eat any more. But I have just had a snack and I shall enjoy a peach. Now let's see what the woman said. She said that you have filled your stomach with a lot of meat. Who have filled? The writer. The writer had filled his stomach with full of meat as he ordered mutton chop. So she said that he can't eat anymore, but she had only snacks and she can enjoy a peach now. The bill came, and when I paid it, I found that I had only enough for a quite inadequate tip. When the bill came and then the writer paid, he realized that he had enough only for quite inadequate tip. Inadequate means lacking of quality or quantity required or insufficient for the purpose. He did not have sufficient amount for the right tip. Her eyes rested for an instant on 3 francs I left for the waiter, and I knew that she thought me mean. And then the writer had only 3 francs and he left for that tip. And he knew that that woman was thinking that he was mean. But when I walked out of the restaurant, I had the whole month before me and not a penny in my pocket. He had spent all of his savings, all of his earning for the month, and now when he was leaving the restaurant, he had not even a penny in his pocket. Follow my example, she said as we shook hands, and never eat more than one thing for luncheon. So, when they were leaving the restaurant and they were being apart, when they were shook hands, then that woman told the writer that follow my examples and never eat more than one thing for lunch. I'll do better than that, I retorted. I'll eat nothing for dinner tonight. Retorted means said something in answer to remark, typically in a sharp, angry or witty manner. So the writer told in a sarcastic manner that he would do better than that and he would not eat anything for dinner that night. Humorist, she cried gaily, jumping into a cab. You are quite a humorist. Humorist means a humorous writer, performer or artist. She said that he was such a humorous person and she went into her cab. But I have had my revenge at last. The writer said that he did not have a single penny after having a lunch with that lady. So he said that he had his own revenge. I do not believe that I am a vindictive man. Vindictive means having or showing a strong or unreasoning desire for revenge. He was not that type of person, but when the gods take a hand in the matter, it is understandable to observe the result in satisfaction. So what the writer said, he was not that type of typical person who is always taking the revenge. But he said that when the god takes the matter in his hand, it is understandable to observe the result, was very satisfied. So now let's see what was the revenge. Today she weighs 21 stone. Today means after that day, after 20 years, that woman was weighed 21 stones. Stone is a British unit of measure equivalent to 14 pounds. So 21 stones means a weight very close to 300 pounds. So 300 pounds means about 136 kg, and that is a huge weight. So that a woman weighs 136 kg that day, who used to told the writer that do not eat more than one thing for the lunch and spend the whole earning of the month of the writer. So from this unit, we can say that this unit was a humorous incident from writer's life where he described the situation, how he faced the time when he spent the whole earning of his entire month on a dinner with a woman who supposed to be one of his fan, and he described his financial condition and delightful manner. And at the end, he also said that the woman gained too much weight as God has taken the revenge. Now, here we are finishing our unit.